Anxious deliberations. The grand war room of the Federation had witnessed countless debates and strategic sessions, but the atmosphere today was palpably different. The sweeping conference table was surrounded by a varied group of council members, all with eyes locked onto the central holographic projector. The weight of anticipation was almost tangible, and the only sound to pierce the silence was the soft hum of machinery and the sporadic shifting of those in attendance. At the head of the table sat Ambassador Solane, his demeanor betraying the weight of his thoughts. The lines etched into his face seemed deeper today, and his hands, usually so steady, betrayed a slight tremor. Awaiting the Rebel Alliance's response to their proposed alliance was a nerve-wracking endeavor. The potential consequences of a refusal from the rebels weighed heavily on him and every member present. As the silence deepened, a soft chime echoed throughout the room. The council's attention immediately shifted to Solane's wristcom device, its display emanating a soft blue light. Tapping the device, the room was filled with the clear, crisp voice of Captain Jorvis.
Ambassador Solane and esteemed council members,
the recording began.
I report to you from the Helian shipyards, a marvel of engineering and cooperation.
There was an unmistakable shift in the room's atmosphere. Every ear strained, every eye focused intently on the hologram as Captain Jorvis's words continued. This was the man in charge of what could be the game-changing upgrade of the Federation's battle cruisers.
The Helian technology surpasses all our expectations.
Jorvis's voice conveyed a mix of reverence and awe.
In just 7 days, we have witnessed advancements that challenge our very understanding of science and engineering. The progress on the phaser upgrades is staggering, nearing completion. Preliminary tests on the integrated shield emitters display a resilience never before seen in Federation technology.
The hologram shifted, showing glimpses of Helian scientists collaborating seamlessly with Federation engineers.
Their commitment to our cause is beyond commendable. Our teams are learning, adapting, and more importantly, evolving. They're not just training us on the technology, they're teaching us to rethink our very approach to battle.
The room was electric, each word from the captain painting a vivid picture of hope and advancement. Jorvis continued,
Given the pace and dedication of the Helians, there is a strong likelihood that we may complete the upgrades ahead of the initially estimated 30 days. But we still have a long road ahead. Our commitment remains unwavering, and with the Helians by our side, I have no doubt we will achieve our goals.
The recording concluded, leaving the council in a contemplative silence. Their understanding of the mission's significance had been profound, but hearing Jorvis's update, seeing the tangible progress, gave them a concrete sense of hope. Ambassador Solane broke the silence, his voice steady yet charged with emotion.
The union with the Helians isn't just a tactical advantage. This collaboration symbolizes hope, unity, and the power of combined strengths. It's a beacon for the Federation and all its allies.
His gaze swept the room, meeting the eyes of each council member.
With these advancements and our combined resolve, the Drac won't know what hit them.
The nods and murmurs of agreement echoed the shared sentiment of a Federation on the cusp of a renaissance, driven by innovation and a shared cause. Helian technological mastery. Deep within the heart of the Helian shipyard, a majestic symphony of collaboration was unfolding. It was a dance between the old and the new, the known and the unknown. The Federation crew, with their deep-set methodologies and practices, found themselves in an environment that often felt surreal, a tribute to Helian innovation. Captain Jorvis, a man whose life was defined by the cold steel of Federation ships and the humming of their engines, felt like a child taking his first steps into the universe. Everywhere he turned, there was a marvel waiting to be discovered. One such moment occurred as he stood by a Federation cruiser's phaser array. He had seen it being fired countless times, had understood its limitations and capabilities. But as Dr. Thelian approached, a series of holograms dancing around his fingertips, Jorvis's understanding was about to be radically altered.
You see, Captain,
Dr. Thelian began, his voice a soothing blend of authority and warmth.
Your phaser technology is, in essence, a focused beam of particles. It's powerful, yes, but it's predictable. The Drac have studied its patterns. They know how to counter it.
Jorvis nodded, taking in the words.
And the Helian approach?
Dr. Thelian smiled, his eyes gleaming with a mix of mischief and pride. He gestured towards the holograms, which displayed a swirling mass of energy, unlike anything Jorvis had ever seen.
We don't focus on just one form of energy. We weave them. This is a blend of particle beams, plasma emissions, and harmonic resonances. When combined, they form a tapestry of destructive power that is almost impossible to predict and counter.
Jorvis's eyes widened. The concept was simple, but its execution was pure genius. This was not just an upgrade, it was a revolution. As days turned into nights and back to days, the Federation crew and Helian scientists toiled together. There were challenges, of course. Helian technology, though advanced, was not just a plug-and-play solution for Federation ships. It required adaptation, an understanding of the core principles that guided both civilizations. One evening, as Jorvis and Dr. Thelian stood overlooking the vastness of the shipyard, bathed in the soft glow of 1,000 ships and tools, they shared a quiet moment.
We are not just integrating technology, Dr. Thelian.
Jorvis began, his voice soft, reflective.
We are integrating philosophies, dreams, and aspirations. We are forging a bond that transcends metal and circuits.
Dr. Thelian nodded.
That, Captain, is the essence of true collaboration. You bring to the table your experiences, your struggles, your victories. We bring ours. And together, we create something that is greater than the sum of its parts.
As they stood side by side, two leaders from different corners of the universe, there was a palpable sense of camaraderie. Their teams, once strangers divided by a vast technological gulf, now laughed, shared, and learned together. The shipyard was not just a place of upgrades, it was a crucible where a new alliance was forged. An alliance that promised not only advanced weaponry and enhanced shields, but a future where the Federation and Helians stood shoulder to shoulder against the terrors of the universe. The Rebel Council's judgment. The bustling sanctuary nestled within the Viserion Nebula, a makeshift space station forged from a myriad of ships, stood testament to the Rebels' indomitable spirit. Among the vessels docked there was Lyra's stealth ship, emblematic of their audacious escape from Drac captivity. Lyra, with the urgency of the Federation's transmission weighing on her, located Prince Arlen amidst an intensive strategic session with the rebel leaders. Interrupting, she said,
Your Highness, a crucial transmission from the Federation.
Silence descended upon the room. Prince Arlen accessed the message, letting the holographic playback fill the room with Ambassador Solaine's voice detailing the offer of alliance, resources, and the advanced fighters. The atmosphere was palpable. As the message concluded, the council members exchanged glances, hope, speculation, and strategy reflecting in their eyes.
This isn't just about matching the Drac and firepower,
Voiced Lithia.
It's the unity, the synchrony of two formidable forces striking as one.
Prince Davin, Arlen's fiery younger brother with an almost contagious fervor, said,
The Federation's commitment is our game changer. With these resources, we not only defend, but also counterattack.
Amid the discussions, Rice became acutely aware of a segment of the message directed specifically at him. His Federation insignia subtly gleaming, he absorbed the responsibility the Federation War Council bestowed upon him.
It appears I've been entrusted to train your pilots with the upcoming fleet,
Rice remarked, a hint of pride and determination evident in his tone.
I'm ready and honored.
Prince Arlen took a moment to absorb the weight of the transmission and the decision that lay before them. He looked around, gauging the room's sentiment.
The Federation has made its offer,
He began.
but our path, as always, will be determined collectively. We shall convene in the main chamber shortly, with the entirety of the Council, and decide our course.
The meeting adjourned, leaving a palpable tension in its wake. Prince Arlon took Lyra's arm as they exited.
The Federation's outreach could be the beacon we've been searching for,
He whispered.
but as with all decisions of this magnitude, we must approach with unity and purpose.
And thus, it was set that the pivotal moment in the rebels' history would take place under the watchful gaze of the entire council, determining not just their immediate path, but the fate of their resistance. A new dawn. Inside the heart of the Viserion Nebula's sanctuary, the decision of the millennia awaited. Assembled around an antiquated round table, symbolizing unity and equality, the Rebel Council members convened. At its head, Prince Arlen stood, an embodiment of the hope and determination his people so fervently clung to.
The Federation offers not just weapons and technology, but a renewed spirit, an invigorated sense of purpose,
began Prince Arlen, his voice resonant in the chamber.
What say you, my council? Shall we intertwine our fates for the promise of a free galaxy?
One by one, each member stood, signifying their vote. The unanimity was striking. Every council member stood in favor of the alliance. The weight of their collective resolve filled the chamber, a tangible force of unity and defiance. The separate struggles and histories of the Federation and the rebels merged, forging an alliance built on shared purpose and mutual respect. Upon the council's dissolution, Prince Arlon promptly set to the next pressing task, preparing the rebels' response to the Federation. Lyra swiftly crafted the message, her fingers flying over the holographic keyboard as Arlon provided his input.
We, the united races of the Rebel Council, gladly accept the Federation's gracious offer of alliance.
Lyra vocalized as she typed.
We will rendezvous at the suggested location in 7 days. Let this alliance be the dawn of a new era, a beacon of hope in our fight against the Drac.
Rice, overhearing the conversation, interjected with evident enthusiasm.
Ambassador Solane's trust in me wasn't misplaced. I look forward to training the rebel pilots, ensuring our combined forces are a force the Drac will dread.
A sense of purposeful urgency permeated the rebel base. Preparations began immediately. Prince Arlon, with Rice and Lyra at his side, navigated the docking bays, where the rebel fleet stood as silent testament to numerous battles and scars of war. From the nimble fighters, burn marks etched into their chassis, to the mighty battleships flaunting insignias of myriad worlds, each vessel narrated tales of defiance, bravery, and the indomitable spirit of those who resisted oppression. Prince Arlon, while observing the vast armada, made a pivotal choice.
To represent our unity, we'll take 5 battlecruisers from different alien races for the rendezvous,
he decreed, pointing towards ships of diverse designs and origins. These vessels weren't just war machines. They were symbols of the rich tapestry of life and cultures that made up the Rebel Alliance. The selected battlecruisers began immediate preparations, their crew making swift work of refueling, restocking, and finalizing battle plans. As the crews bustled with activity, the word spread. They would move out in 48 hours, meeting the Federation at the agreed rendezvous point. As the suns of the nearby systems set, casting a myriad of colors upon the vast expanse of space, the base became a hive of action. The decision of the Council, the ensuing preparations, and the promise of the rendezvous with the Federation filled the atmosphere with hope. The nebula's sanctuary, which once was a beacon of last resort, now gleamed with the promise of a brighter future. Prince Arlen, standing atop the observation deck, surveyed the frenetic scene below.
This alliance is the dawn we've longed for, the first ray of light in our prolonged night.
And as ships readied and crews prepped, that dawn seemed ever closer. A horizon filled with promise and the possibility of a galaxy free from the Drac's shadows. The Drac's whispers. In the heart of Drac's capital city, a dimly lit chamber became the meeting point of shadows and secrets. Zalian, a high-ranking Drac spy, paced impatiently until a hologram flickered to life, revealing a veiled figure known only as the Whisperer.
The Rebel Council is mobilizing.
The Whisperer hissed.
Their hope, fueled by a newfound alliance, threatens our dominion.
Zalian's scales shimmered with a mix of anger and surprise.
The Federation?
He mused aloud.
It's a gambit they'll regret.
The Whisperer leaned closer, the distortion of the hologram obscuring their features even more.
There's more. The Federation plans to send aid and warships to support the rebels.
Zalian's eyes darkened.
That mustn't be allowed to happen.
He growled.
The rebels on their own were a minor inconvenience. I was almost tempted to let them be for a while. But an alliance with the Federation? That changes everything. We must intervene. Keep me informed.
Zalian commanded, his tone dripping with menace.
The rebels and their Federation allies will soon learn the price of defiance.
As the transmission ended, Zalian gazed out of the chamber's window, staring at the vast expanse of the galaxy. A smirk formed on his lips. The game of galaxies had just become even more intriguing.